The million-mile diesel reputation is a lie. We used to buy diesels because they were a fortress. You paid a premium up front, but you got an engine that would outlive the chassis. Today, that math is dead. If you buy a modern diesel truck, you are not buying an asset. You are signing up for a compliance tax that will cost you 5 figures the moment the warranty expires. You are paying an extra $10,000 for an engine that is legally required to destroy itself. You are buying a work truck that cannot idle. You are buying a tow rig that goes into limp mode if a heater fails. And the worst part, it is not a defect, it is a feature. To understand why these trucks are bankrupting owners, you have to look at the hidden price tag. When you pay $90,000 for a new Power Stroke or Duramax, about $8,000 of that price is not for the truck. It is for the emissions equipment required by federal law. You are financing a chemical plant attached to your exhaust pipe. Since the Tier 4 final regulations hit, manufacturers were backed into a corner. To sell you a truck, they had to strap a refinery to the chassis. Unlike the engine block, which might actually last 1,000,000 miles, this refinery is delicate. It is made of ceramic and plastic, and when it fails, the sensor web takes over. A single $40 NOx sensor can put your truck into limp mode. This is a hostage situation. Your engine runs fine, your transmission is perfect, but the computer refuses to let you drive your own property because a sensor gave the wrong reading. This is the limp mode trap. So why do they fail? It starts with exhaust gas recirculation, EGR. To lower combustion temperatures and reduce nitrogen oxides, the EPA forces the engine to inhale its own waste. It takes soot-filled exhaust and pumps it back into the intake manifold. Imagine asking an Olympic sprinter to chain smoke cigarettes while running a marathon. That is your engine on EGR. That soot mixes with oil vapors from the positive crankcase ventilation system and turns into a thick, black sludge. It is like cholesterol for your engine. This sludge chokes your intake valves, clogs your manifold absolute pressure sensors, and eventually suffocates the engine. But clogging the engine is just the appetizer. The main course is the diesel particulate filter, sometimes called DPF. It is a massive ceramic brick designed to trap soot. Think of it like a vacuum cleaner bag. Eventually it gets full. To clean it, the truck enters regeneration mode. Since you cannot change the bag, the truck literally dumps raw diesel fuel into the exhaust to burn the soot into ash. Here is the paradox. To clean the filter, you need heat, lots of it, and you need highway speeds. But what do most people do with work trucks? They idle at job sites, and they drive short trips to the hardware store. If you idle a modern diesel, the exhaust never gets hot enough to burn the soot. The filter clogs, back pressure builds up, and eventually, pop goes the turbo. Replacing the diesel particulate air filter is not a maintenance item. It is a $4,000 repair bill, and it gets worse. During regeneration, that extra fuel does not always go out the exhaust. Some of it washes past the piston rings and into your oil pan. This is called fuel dilution. Your expensive engine oil turns into thin, watery sludge that cannot protect your bearings. So while the truck is trying to save the air, it is destroying your bearings. If the diesel particulate filter is the lungs, the diesel exhaust fluid system is the kidney stone. Diesel exhaust fluid is a mixture of urea and water sprayed into the exhaust to break down nitrogen oxides. It sounds simple, but in the real world, it is a disaster. Diesel exhaust fluid has a shelf life. If it gets too hot, it spoils. If it gets too cold, it freezes. Because it freezes, the tank has complex heater elements inside. These heaters fail constantly. When the fluid dries, it turns into white crystals that look like rock candy. These crystals clog the injector nozzle. And here is the kicker. If the diesel exhaust fluid system fails, if the heater breaks or the injector clogs, the truck will not start. You could have a full tank of fuel and a perfect engine, but you are stranded because the blue juice heater failed. Most of the time, the emission systems just stop the truck. They do not destroy the engine. This is the Bosch CP4 fuel pump. If you own a newer Ford Powerstroke or a GM Duramax LML L5P, you have this pump. It was designed for European diesel, which has high lubricity. American diesel, by contrast, is dry and lacks lubrication. When this pump fails, it does not just stop pumping. The internal cam rotates and grinds itself into metal shavings. Mechanics call this the glitter of death. Those shavings are sent through the high-pressure rails into the injectors and back to the tank. You cannot just replace the pump. You have to replace the entire fuel system: the tank, the lines, the rails, and the injectors. The cost is over $10,000. Usually the warranty will deny the claim, saying you used bad fuel. Right now, I know what you are typing in the comments. People used to say just delete it, rip that stuff off, and tune it. 5 years ago, you were right. That was the solution. Today, that is a financial nightmare. The EPA has launched a massive crackdown on delete tuners. Shops are being fined millions of dollars. The hardware is becoming impossible to find, but the real problem is resale. In many states, you cannot trade in a deleted truck. Dealerships will not touch them because they cannot legally sell them. So you end up with a truck you cannot trade, cannot sell, and cannot get serviced at a dealer. The delete loophole is closed. You are stuck with the system. Manufacturers know you cannot delete it, so they have doubled down. On newer trucks, manufacturers have combined the diesel particulate filter, the selective catalytic reduction system, and the sensors into a single unit called the One Box. It is a sealed unit. When a $50 sensor inside that box fails, the manufacturer calls it non-serviceable. You cannot fix the sensor, you have to replace the entire box. We are seeing quotes for $8,000 just for the part. That is a bankruptcy event for a small business owner. So is the diesel truck dead? If you are buying it for status or just to get groceries, yes. You are buying a liability that will depreciate like a rock once the warranty is up. But if you need to tow heavy loads, you have two options. Modern gas engines, like the 7.3 Godzilla, can tow 15,000 pounds. Some will say the gas mileage sucks. Yes, it does. You will get 8 miles per gallon. But do the math. Gas is cheaper than diesel. You do not buy diesel exhaust fluid, and you will never pay $8,000 for a diesel particulate filter. Think of the gas bill as a monthly subscription and the diesel bill as a sudden bankruptcy event. If you must have diesel torque, you have to go back in time. Buy a truck made before 2007. Buy the 5.9 Cummins. Buy the LBZ Duramax. These trucks cost a premium now, but they hold their value because they lack the emission self-destruct button. The era of the reliable daily driver diesel is over. Stop buying engines that are fighting against their own exhaust systems. Buy the iron, skip the robot, and save your bank account.